Good morning and happy Sunday. It is 9 o'clock to get your day started off. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Anna Chalker alongside Lindsay Monroe on a beautiful Sunday. You're probably stepping out, really enjoying this summer heat as you're getting out. It's basically what we had yesterday, copy and paste.
It's hot. Yeah. The heat, the humidity, it is on again. We officially hit 90 yesterday. Woo! We're going to add another 90-degree day. I think that'll take us to about 16 on the season. So we're nearing in on our average.
But we want to make sure you still get out because we've got State Fair, Colts Camp, all the things today.
Yeah, that's right. Colts practice getting underway just about 1 hour from now, coming up at 10. You have time to head up to Grand Park to check that out. Now, that's going to run all the way through noon as far as those gates being open up there. We have been watching pretty clear skies. The sun's coming up. It does look a little hazy. We do have some elevated smoke in the upper levels of our atmosphere. Outside of that, a lot of excess moisture brewing in our atmosphere. So as you see this warm front stalled across the northern tier of the state, that's basically the dividing line between very hot and humid air to the south, slightly lower dew points to areas north. However, where that boundary is, it's a little bit of a ripple in the atmosphere, and that tends to trigger some storm development as we have all of that excess energy brewing in the atmosphere. And they've certainly tapped into that closer to that center of low pressure across portions of Iowa, where it's been an active morning so far. I do believe that better chance of stormy weather stays across the northern extent of the state and likely going to hold off until much later tonight. So in the meantime, we've got a lot of dry time. 75. A dew point of 72. Anything over 70 we consider to be pretty miserable. And the fact that we are starting to see dew points climbing into the low 70s, this kind of goes to show you the type of day that we are headed into. Another hot and steamy one. We are headed back near 90 by the 4 o'clock hour with the mix of sun and clouds. Getting that better chance of rain. The stormy weather does look to stay in northern Indiana. Much later today, we've got a level 2 of 5 severe risk in that zone. Coming up, we'll talk more about the timeline and a more active stormy setup that will take us into the work week in your full forecast.
We're following some breaking news this morning where one person is critically injured in a shooting on Indy's east side. This happened at a Welcome Inn near 28th and Shadeland Avenue. When officers got on scene, they found the person critically injured. And so far, IMPD has not said anything about a suspect, but as we get more information on this investigation, we'll have that for you on WTHR.com. Now to an update to a story we've been following out of Martinsville. The Morgan County Judicial Campus will stay closed for another week for carbon monoxide testing. Dozens of workers got sick last week, including some who had to go to the ER. And since then, offices and services were moved to other locations temporarily. Testing to find the source of the carbon monoxide is still underway. Police in Shelbyville are investigating after a worker died at the Ryobi die casting plant. The Shelby County coroner says the incident happened Friday at the plant on Industrial Park Drive in Shelbyville. There are no details released yet about how that worker died. Ryobi, in a social media post, said it's cooperating with OSHA and local police. The company is also conducting its own internal review of the incident. A call for justice this morning as family and friends are mourning and celebrating the life of 21-year-old Dallas Jett. He was shot and killed by IMPD last month in an alleged shootout with police while they responded to a disturbance at 38th and Franklin. Jett's family says they're still waiting to view body camera footage from that night, and they want the public to see what happened.
We're going to keep demanding the truth. We're going to keep demanding transparency. We're going to keep demanding accountability because some systems survive by believing they can outweigh our outrage.
The family's attorney says IMPD has offered to let the family see the body cam footage next week, but that could change. 13 News has also asked the department for any updates in this case. They referred us to an earlier statement saying they are committed to working with the Jett family. Indianapolis firefighters rescued a woman yesterday trapped in her burning apartment. It happened around 9:30 on the northeast side on Dixon Road, and that's not too far from Arlington Middle School. So take a look at this damage here. The first floor apartment is burned and charred. IFD says they found a 58-year-old woman trapped and barely conscious. She was carried out and taken to the hospital, and there are no updates on her condition. But IFD believes the cause of the fire was likely electrical. A Martinsville High School football player is back home and resting after a serious injury Friday during a scrimmage. That student got hurt during the red-blue scrimmage. And EMS says he had to be flown by medical helicopter to an Indianapolis hospital. But the good news, the high school says the player's family told them he is now back home and recovering. This is the first weekend of the Indiana State Fair, and as hundreds of thousands of people travel to the fairgrounds, there is a new way to skip paying for parking this year. Brandon Schaff shows us the park and ride option through Indigo.
At the end of the Purple Line, buses wait at the Fort Harrison stop, ready for riders going to the Indiana State Fair. New this year is the Purple Line Park and Ride. The partnership between Indigo, Lawrence, and Ivy Tech lets people park on campus near the station for free, then ride to the fair for $2.75.
It's a wonderful program. If you can be picked up, that's enjoyable.
After about a 30-minute trip on the Purple Line, you can get off at the State Fairgrounds stop, which is just a short walk away from the entrance to the fairgrounds. And once the day is done, you can come right back to this stop and ride back to where your car was parked.
It's a very good thing, and it's very convenient too, because I don't have to deal with the traffic, like I said, and drive way to the fairgrounds when I can just hop on the bus.
Vincent Wilson parked in Lawrence and rode to the State Fair on Saturday. As someone who always enjoys going there, he hopes there are more park and ride options in the future. Estelle Scott didn't park in Lawrence, but did take the Purple Line home with her family after spending the day at the fair. She likes the new park and ride option.
It really is a blessing.
If you're using park and ride for the fair, most days you'll be fine, but check the schedule so you don't miss the last bus. And Indigo says this service has potential beyond the State Fair.
This gives us an opportunity now that we've got the partnership together and we know what it looks like and all those kinds of things, that we can hopefully replicate this soon in other places and for other big events around the city.
Events like Colts, Pacers, and Fever Games, Gen Con, and more. For now, the Purple Line Park and Ride continues through August 23rd. In Marion County, Brandon Schaff, 13 News.
So if you want to check out the State Fair, it is open Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The State Fair is closed on Monday, so you can't go tomorrow, but we have everything you need to know about the fair at WTHR.com, as well as our Kelly Lichter's heading out there now to give you a preview of what you can do on your Sunday out at the fair.